Oh, right. Yeah. This Jay Slater. I remember when this happened, but I really didn't take much notice of it. But over the last few days, Wax Unfiltered, he's got an 84 video playlist of this case. And I do kind of disagree with him because basically this boy on holiday, raving, goes back to some people's house, leaves for no reason. Like everything, I can understand why, like, and even when they say where he walked off, I can buy it. But the thing is everybody's lying. Everybody's lying. Like it's it's weird because like actually people say it could never happen that he walked up the mountain, then decided to just walk off. But I think you could. You're young, you've been out raving, you want to get home. There's much quicker ways than that. But I can buy it all. But then why is everybody lying? It doesn't make sense. It's a simple story, but no one's story matches up. No one was there, it seems. Everyone's given an alibi to everyone else by saying they left, they weren't there. No one was there. He was fine and he wasn't, depending on at what point people gave statements. Some people said he was fine. Oh, then it was he was out his nut. Then no, what, like, why is everyone lying? Something happened, and everyone's covering it up. But what is that thing? So yeah, I thought I'd do a video, and this is a video from the Daily Express. So it's like Wax Unfiltered goes deep into the different. He literally reacted to everything that come up to do with the case. He's got a video on it. I'd imagine this is going to be more the official story, but let's see how they kind of paint it and see what the kind of, because I've really only watched his videos to do with it really. Um, so this would be my like first time actually seeing the whole story as a mainstream paper would put it. So yeah, let's go.
Jay Slater, a British teenager that went missing in Tenerife.
Well, he sounded distressed, to be honest.
It's important if we are able to find him, you know?
A story that captured the headlines and sparked conspiracy.
You heard that girl? That's the girl that's supposed to be his mate. She said he was distressed, like she said there. But then someone spoke to him his mate spoke to him 5 minutes before, apparently, and he said no, he was fine. We was laughing about it. He's going off road, like.
Theories.
Seen something, somebody knows where he is, you know, somebody may be keeping him.
There is no doubt an underworld here. That is a line of inquiry.
What's my baby like?
How has that young man disappeared into thin air?
But after 29 days, the search for Jay Slater has come to a tragic end. Tenerife, one of the Canary Islands that is popular with British tourists. Famous for its beautiful and rugged terrain, but also its nightlife and party scene. This is what attracted young Brit Jay Slater from Lancashire and a group of his friends to the area of Playa de las Americas, which was hosting the NRG Music Festival, a busy coastal town packed with bars and clubs. On Sunday the 16th of June, Jay and his friends were at the
That's what else is weird. It's like the Tupac murder. It happened on the Vegas Strip after a Mike Tyson fight, but nobody saw anything. This is like a party place where people go, but no one saw nothing. There's no CCTV of him leaving. Like, there's nothing. He was at the place, and then he got up to the mountains without being seen on CCTV or by anyone. It's weird.
Bio nightclub. Two of his friends, Brad and Lucy, left early, and Jay then stayed out and travelled with two people in a car to an Airbnb in the secluded village of Masca. This
Did you hear that? They left early. Everybody left. Everybody left. That's what's weird. No one knows what that moment he was going through. No one knows what was going on because everybody had left. Even though there's video of her with him. And another thing that's weird, in all the footage of them lot together, the whole pack of friends seems to be looking at him the whole time. In every bit of footage, everyone's kind of like, he's out his nut. But everybody, her, the other guy that was there, everyone in the footage just seems to be looking at it. It could be just because like he's so out his nut and everyone's thinking like, what are we gonna do with him? Do you know what I mean? And maybe it was a case of everyone just kind of was like, maybe that's what everyone don't want to come forward because it makes them look bad. But then why, like, that's not illegal to leave your mate who's out his nut. But it does seem weird how in all the footage, everyone seems to have their eye on him and then he went missing. Weird.
Was nearly 30 kilometres away. Jay stayed at the property overnight and whilst there sent 2 Snapchat images confirming his location in the village. His Snapchat location also provided his whereabouts, hours away from Playa de las Americas. Of the 2 men staying at the property, one of them was convicted drug dealer Ayub Kasim, and one of the last people that saw the British teenager.
See, it's another thing as well. Wax Unfiltered is like, why would a 19-year-old go off with 2 31-year-old men? Again, that could, like, if they're like kind of in the same friend group and you kind of know them a bit, that ain't really that weird. It's not like, yeah, it's weird that they're, because you'd think like, I ain't taking this boy out his nut back to where I'm staying, whatever. But to be together and be part of the same, yeah, it's not really that weird.
Alive. At 8 a.m. on the Monday morning, local Ophelia Medina Hernandez was the last person to speak to Jay after he left the Airbnb. She told him that the bus that would take him back towards his accommodation was due at around 10 a.m. Jay, however, would...
And apparently, when Jay's dad and brother went to speak to her, first time she just put her hand in their face and walked off. And the next time she pulled all the chairs in and shut the shop when she saw him coming. That's what they said. That's what his dad and his brother said.
Tell her that he will walk instead, and she later drives past him as he is walking fast. Jay was now alone and seemingly unaware that the trek would likely take 11 hours.
This is what I mean, right? People say, why would he walk up that hill? That's one of Wax's big things. Why would he walk up that hill? Now, maybe if you're just out your nut, you've been on it, you don't really want to see people, and there's all civilization that way, you might just think in your head, I'm going this way. That's too lively for me at the minute. I'm like, do you know what I mean? I'm not in that. So however long it takes going that way, it's better than walking through people. Do you know what I mean? So maybe in his like head he thought, right, yeah, I don't, but then it doesn't add up to him being thirsty. He like literally walks past the shop, so why didn't he get something there? But maybe again you're out, but then he spoke to the woman owns the shop. So if he was that out his nut, he didn't want to see people and talk to people, why is he asking her for a bus stop but not going in the shop and getting some water? But like I say, in his head, all right, maybe, yeah. Maybe he did think, I can't be dealing with all that. I'm going up this way.
At 8:15 a.m, Jay calls his friend Lucy Law, where he tells her that he has got lost and only has 1% of phone battery left. Lucy revealed that he told her that he was hungry, thirsty, and he had cut his leg on a cactus. At 8:50 a.m, phone data reveals his last known location, the rural Deteno Park, a mountainous area popular with hikers. Shortly after this, at 9:04 a.m, he is reported missing to police and the search operation begins. Jay Slater's mother, Debbie Duncan, and his brother Zach Slater arrive in Tenerife to help with the search. Jay's mother described his disappearance as an absolute living nightmare.
But there's civilization and it's a tourist national park. Somebody must have seen something. Somebody knows where he is. You know, somebody may be keeping him against his will. I don't.
Also, I wonder as well, conspiracy time, but his dad was out there too. And I think his dad is one of the only people still like, nah, none of this is right. None of this makes sense. So I don't know why Dave chose to not mention the fact that his dad was out there too. They said his mum and his brother. And his mum actually didn't go and look for him. His dad did.
There's all sorts going on in my head, honestly. It's just awful. I don't wish this on
It looks
anybody.
like his mum, though.
I just want my baby back.
In the following days, the interest in missing Jay Slater was enormous, similar to when Nicola Bulley went missing in 2023, and more recently, Michael Mosley's disappearance on the island of Simi. Both cases ended with bodies being recovered.
See, I think people at the time was comparing it to Madeleine McCann, and it kind of is the same. It's completely different cases, but it's something that on paper makes sense, but that's what's weird, everybody's lying and clearly lying and lying over and over again and changing their stories. And why? It's just your mate that went missing. Why would it be? Yeah. But that's what made, yeah. When people said Madeleine McCann, I was thinking, leave off. Do you know what I mean? He's a grown man, basically. She was a little girl. But I see what they mean from looking at the things, because, yeah, it's same in the Madeleine McCann case. It seems on paper she got, all right, people take kids. It's like, that happens. But then when you actually look into it a little bit, you realise, why is everybody lying?
Similarly again, the internet was rife with theories about what could have happened to Jay, with one Facebook group, managed by those close to him, amassing over 600,000 followers. As the police conducted their search in the area of Masca, a few days passed with no updates. Then, on Thursday the 20th of June, a GoFundMe page entitled Get Jay Slater Home is launched to help raise money for Jay's family to help look for him whilst in Tenerife. To date, the page has raised nearly £60,000. After a week of searching, Jay Slater's family released a CCTV snapshot. Taken in the area of Santiago del Teide at around 6 PM on Monday, this image was captured nearly 10 hours after Jay was last seen in Masca, less than 4 miles away. The CCTV triggered a fervent campaign by his family, displaying his image and pleading with locals for any recollection that might reveal his whereabouts. At the same time, private investigator and former police officer Mark Williams-Thomas travels to the island to help in the search and investigation. Working independently, he vows to get to the bottom of the case within 3 days. And
So this is another thing. I think he was threatened. Watching from Wax's things, I think he was threatened. Because like I say, Wax has reacted to everything, and I've watched everything he's watched. At the beginning, he was saying that he left the B&B scared. But the way the guy that had the B&B was talking, the Airbnb was talking, was nah, he was sweet. I gave him a blanket, gave him fags, give him a charger. He just wanted to leave. And so he left. But then he said, nah, he left there fearing his life. But now he's saying, nah. I don't know what he's saying. He's just saying he felt. And there's nothing else about it. But yeah, I think someone threatened him.
after 48 hours on the island, Williams-Thomas speaks to the media and signals that the Tenerife underworld is a line of inquiry.
I have
Then he
received
backtracked.
information. There is no doubt an underworld here. There is an undercurrent here. There is a big drugs fraternity. I can't tell you at the moment whether that has an impact. I've only been here for less than 48 hours. But what I can tell you is the information I currently have, and the family have shared everything with me, and I've got lots of messages, lots of WhatsApp chats and everything. That is a line of inquiry.
This seems to be another thing he does. I've got lots of information that everything's fine and what happened, but I can't share it with you.
On Thursday, the 27th of June, Jay's mother, Debbie, revealed she asked GoFundMe if they could withdraw some of the then £36,000 raised on the online fundraiser. The fund would go on to be used to help supply equipment, essentials and accommodation to volunteers searching for Jay. That weekend, on Saturday the 29th of June, after a public appeal for help, between 30 and 40 volunteers and rescue workers joined the search to cover as much of the hilly terrain as possible where Jay could possibly be.
It's important if we are able to find him, you know, because he's just, I think about the family and so they must be very anxious, you know, and very nervous. And if I can give a hand, that will help.
The search, however, brings no results, and the following day, 2 weeks after Jay attended the NRG Music Festival, Spanish police called off the search and state they will follow up any new leads if they emerge in the future. Local police also confirmed that the two men that stayed at the Airbnb are not relevant to the investigation, and that there is no indication Mr. Slater has been.
That's what's crazy. That's where things get crazy, that the two men that he was with at the Airbnb have nothing to do with it. But at the beginning, the girl put on the GoFundMe, Jay went off with two strangers. Turns out, she knew who they were. They all knew who each other were. And they all knew who they were all friends before any of them was friends with Jay by the looks of it. Like, they are all connected, and that's what's weird. In the beginning, she said they was two strangers. And in that as well, she didn't say whether they was met. She didn't want to give any information about them two men that was there, because she knew who they was, and they are all connected somehow. But this is what's weird. I don't know whether this goes deep somehow, and it is somehow. It's got to be connected to someone who can pay off the police, basically, because, or it could be a case that the Spanish police really don't care. To, like, some little idiot from the UK coming over, and probably hundreds of them, thousands of them do every year, thinking they're the boy, shot in everywhere, thinking they're the man, ends up dead in the hills. The police probably think, "Pff," do you know what I mean? But it's weird that them two men got ruled out instantly. And I don't actually think they did anything. I don't think that they actually did anything to him, because one of them is doing lives and he's done a podcast. And if he's big time gangster, no big time gangster that can make someone disappear and then reappear and just kind of wave a magic wand, is going to be talking on podcasts. It makes him look dumb. And not only that, if he's that heavy, everyone else that he's involved with is going to be like, he'd end up dead, especially if it's a mafia. But yeah, the fact that they ruled them two out is crazy. They ruled them out within the day. Absolutely knew they had nothing to do with it, and let them leave the country as well. The two supposedly the last two people to see him alive had nothing to do with anything. Although the girl who's Jay's friend called them strangers when she actually knew him, and not only knew him, she knew him better than she knew Jay, who's they're meant to be friends, but she's actually more friends with them. It gets crazy. That's what I mean. Go and check out, yeah, Wax's videos.
Victim of a crime. As 3 weeks pass, the Civil Guard says the Slater family is welcome to employ their own search teams. This came after days where members of the public and also TikTokers with large followings were on scene helping look for Jay. On July the 12th, nearly 4 weeks since Jay went missing, private investigator Mark Williams Thomas shares a new update where he reveals that he has passed on significant new intelligence to Spanish and British police. Although he does not reveal what the information is, he goes on to state that he believes Jay is most likely in the mountainous region near to where his phone's last GPS ping is located, close to Masca. Days later, on the 15th of July, the Civil Guard issues a statement confirming they have found human remains. Their statement said, "After 29 constant days of searching, the lifeless body of a young man has been found in the Masca area. The discovery has been possible thanks to the tireless and discreet search carried out by the Civil Guard over these 29 days. Everything is pointing to the body being that of the young British man who disappeared on June 17th, pending full identification. Initial inquiries are pointing to him having suffered an accident/fall in the area where he was found." The 29-day search for the apprentice bricklayer Jay Slater came to an end. A helicopter was called in to recover his body. Tenerife officials have since said the body recovered near the spot where Jay Slater went missing was very deteriorated, but they say documentation the dead man was carrying was the teenagers, and everything is pointing.
That's another thing. What documentation? Because his passport was at the hotel. Hold on, we'll let this run out and then we'll discuss.
An accidental fall. Formal identification of the body has now taken place, and confirmation the remains are those of missing Brit Jay Slater. In a statement, Jay Slater's mother, Debbie Duncan, said, "I just can't believe this could happen to my beautiful boy. Our hearts are broken." On Tuesday, a spokesperson confirmed that fingerprints examined in a post-mortem had confirmed that the remains were those of the missing teen. Announcing the positive ID, the High Court of Justice of the Canary Islands said in a statement that the death was caused by trauma consistent with a fall in a rocky area.
Convenient. But yeah, it kind of looks like, especially from how they shot the thing, it kind of looks like what it looks like. He went back, wanted to leave, walked the wrong way, walked up there. It's all crazy terrain. He went off the terrain and somehow fell down, except when you watch people walking around there and it's basically impossible. There's paths everywhere. Even if he didn't want to stay on the road, there's paths that are big enough to drive down. But he somehow fell off. Now maybe he did. Maybe all that's true. Maybe they all did leave him. He went back. He walked the complete wrong way from civilization and a drink. Walked up and up and up the mountain. Decided to then come off-road. To then cut. They say that he went off-road to then walk across to the sea. But, again, why is everyone lying? She said, he rung me at 8:30. Put a screenshot of it, shared it. He didn't ring her at 8:30. She rung him at like 9:10. Says it right there on her phone. Outgoing. She rung him. There's that thing that they showed of his location, where his location was, where he supposedly had 1% battery, but he went on Google Maps, screenshot the location, sent it. Go online and look up that location picture. The phone's on charge. Not only is it on charge, it's got Wi-Fi connection. You can see it. They've took a screenshot, and you get it at the top. The battery's on charge. So, but that's what I mean. It's weird, and that's what it is. Even if that did happen, why does no one's story line up? Because if that was your mate, and there's loads of things you can say, like people have, when he was up there ringing you, why didn't, and he's such a good mate to you that you're so worried that you started a GoFundMe to find him, but you couldn't say, stay there, I'll come get you. She said she told him to walk back, and he said, no, I can't, I don't know where it is. Where he walked is not complicated, it's one road. He literally walked up one road. All he would have had to do is walk back down the road, and he would have literally got right to the door of the Airbnb, where the guy inside of it was so friendly, give him a blanket, made him feel super comfortable, but for some reason he doesn't want to go back there. He wants to go off-road. Now, fair enough, maybe he does want to go off-road, but then if you really care about him and you want to find him back, why was your first thing to say he went off with two strangers without giving any description of them, because you know who they are? You didn't say whether they was male or female or even. You just said two strangers, but it turns out you know them. So why did you call them strangers? Why are you trying to distance yourself? Why is everyone saying, no, we left, we weren't there? And when they saying that they left, they weren't there, there's video taken of them at like 1:30 in the morning at a rave, and they're all there. But not only are they all there, they're all there. Jay's out his nut. Everybody else is kind of looking at him like I say, and maybe it was a case of he was so out his nut that everyone's looking at him thinking, I ain't dealing with this. And maybe they were a bit worried, but thinking, I ain't dealing with this shit. Do you know what I mean? They are all young too. And maybe they did all just leave him. But then why is everyone, are you lying because you left him? But then there's no legal repercussions to that. Why would you lie? Why would you go to such extent to lie? Because basically all you did was be a bad friend, really. That's what I mean. Like, looking through it, it's like, why does nothing add up? Nothing makes sense. Nothing makes sense with any of their stories. And I find it interesting that they didn't mention the dad in this. The dad is the one who was out looking, not even the mum. It was the dad and the brother that was going round. He's got video up of him searching all around, looking for his son. So it's funny that they didn't mention him in this mainstream. But then, this is the thing I don't get. How is he so... Jay Slater's such a force that whoever took him out can buy off the whole media? That bit don't make sense to me. And there's talk that maybe it was come back because that boy Jay macheted someone or something, stuck an axe in someone's head or whatever. And people think that it's retaliation from that guy. And a lot of them that was there. This is another thing. A lot of them that was there are friends with the guy that Jay macheted. Did Jay not feel the slightest bit of suspicion that, hold on, all these people here are mates with someone that I got done for seriously attacking with weapons? But now I'm chilling with all his mates because I'm so bad. It don't make sense. That don't make sense either. There's retaliation. And so you're telling me the boy that he hit is so connected that he's so connected, not in his own area, but in Tenerife, that he can get someone disappeared for a beef. Now, as well, people said that his house got found, Jay Slater's house. It's been getting smashed up and that. So maybe people are after him anyway. But I mean, how connected are these boys that they made someone disappear in a different country? Although that does seem to be the thing. If you're going to kill someone, you're better off to do it in a different country. That does seem the thing. It seems the thing with Madeleine McCann. But yeah, there's another thing someone said. Is that girl Lucy's friends with the person that Jay macheted or axed or whatever he did to him, stabbed up or whatever? And that they're all drug running for the mafia. And that she went to the mafia and asked them to take that boy out. And the person who said it was like, why wouldn't they? It's like bread and butter to them. No, it ain't. Right. If you're a serious criminal, who's going to take some 18-year-old girl that you've just got drug running or being a drug mule for you, coming up to you and saying, yeah, you couldn't kill someone who attacked my mate back in England, could you? Would they not think there's the slightest chance that they'd get caught doing that type of thing? You see, I see there's an interview of a hitman, and he said, I'd never take a thing off someone, a regular person, never take a hit off a regular person, because that person ain't gonna stand up. Now, all right, granted, she's a drug mule. Don't mean she's. Do you know what I mean? The level of putting a hit on. So that don't make sense. It don't. I don't know. That's what I mean. I've watched 84 of Wax's videos, and like I say, he's reacted to just about every bit of footage that's come up online. He has looked at, and now I've looked at because of him, and it don't make sense. Yeah, let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts. But yeah, that's the reaction. Sweet.